Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Coach Kayla's, Tip Tuesdays now. We used to have Wellness Wednesdays. And this episode will also be published on the podcast, the Plant Based Performance Podcast. So, welcome. Thank you guys for joining. If you are here, if you're joining me live, I see a couple people saying hello. Let me know you're here. Say hello. And also, if you haven't seen one of my lives before, because I know we have a ton of new people, which is so exciting having you here. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure to click the link above. There should be a link. I go live using StreamYard, so you do have to click that link in order for me to see your name when it shows up. So I see that Anika's on. Hello, Anika. I also have a special announcement as well that I will be giving at the end. And Joyce, hello, welcome. I'm glad you're here as well. Joyce is one of my clients. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we are excited. I'm excited today to tell you guys or discuss about hydration and fueling for your next marathon. And I'm going to specifically talk about the marathon, but I do know I have people in this group that are either triathletes or maybe just consider themselves endurance athletes. So a lot of this information that I'm going to share with you can apply to those other events as well. So I think, let's see, is there anything else? Yeah, if you're joining me live, just let me know. Say hi. If you're watching this on replay, just comment below replay. So I think that's it for now. So today, as I said, we're going to talk about how to hydrate and fuel for your next marathon. And I do have some questions. I do know a few of you had some questions. So I'll make sure if I don't answer them during the kind of presentation-ish portion of this, I will make sure I answer your questions as well. And if you do have questions, just comment them below and I'll make sure I can get to them. So make sure, can you guys hear me okay? I just realized I don't have my headphones in. So let me know before we get started here. Can you guys hear me okay? All of that, I will put my headphones in here. I don't know if it really matters actually with my headphones since I'm not interviewing anybody. But anyways, we got them in. Okay, I think we're good to go. Okay, let me see. Lost my document here. Okay, that we're going to use. Okay, cool. All right, are you guys ready? I see a couple people on. Actually, hold on. I know somebody did want to join this live, so I'm going to see if I can find it in the group so I can tag them because I do know somebody did want to join and was very excited to be a part of this group, which is awesome. So just a minute, guys. Sorry. How's everyone else's week been going? How are you guys? Let's see. I needed to refresh my page to see me. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Oh, why? Oh, there he is. Okay. Just going to tag them. Okay, and then I will go back here. Okay, we're good. Okay, that worked. Okay, hopefully he will get that. Awesome. So it looks like we have a few more people that joined. Awesome. So if you don't know who I am as well, I'm Coach Kayla. I'm an online plant-based dietitian, nutrition, and run coach. And today we're going to talk about how to hydrate and fuel for your next marathon. Anika said she's doing great. Chilly day with rain, but seems a little warmer as the sun is out. Yay! Typical New York summer. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to start with talking about what your fueling should look like the week leading up to a marathon. and especially at least 3 days before. Maybe that week, maybe not every day is perfect. It's okay. I always tell my clients progress over perfection. But at least 3 days before, this is kind of what you want to focus on. So, hydration, you want to focus on making sure you are adequately hydrating water, which is at least 8 cups a day. Could be even up to 10 cups a day. I know many of you, even clients, drink up to a gallon a day, and they just seem to work it works really well for them to be just hydrating, and they just feel better, and they know that their body is definitely hydrated. So, use there's ways to calculate and kind of figure out an estimate, but everybody is different. It really, really depends how much water you actually need, and it also depends on the weather, our activity, all of that stuff. But hydration is huge. Even leading up to that marathon, make sure that you are hydrating, and just make sure you're not in a dehydrated state, because one thing that I will tell you that is an effect of if you're not, consistently hydrating, which you already should be, but if you don't do that week leading up, you may have some bathroom or, kind of issues going on. If you're, all of a sudden last minute, try to drink a ton of water to get your hydration up. Yes, that might work, but then you might have to pee a lot. And that may be an issue when you're doing in a long event or, a marathon. So it does matter. Fueling, increase your intake of vegetables, especially your starchy vegetables, your grains. So like your rice, your pasta, etc. Plant proteins, mostly your beans, legumes are the best sources for whole food sources, and fruits. So you do want to make sure that, many of you have probably heard of carb loading. Some of that is, I believe, a little bit of a myth. And especially for us, I think that, if we're not just vegan, but eating more towards a whole food plant based diet, I don't like to say, sorry, I don't like to say diet, but if you're eating more whole foods, and most likely you could be eating, you could even be eating up to 80% of your diet total intake of calories, energy intake could be coming from, uh, what am I trying to say? Coming from carbohydrates. So for you, that's somebody that's plant-based, and, especially if you're eating more whole foods, not vegan junk food all the time, and you're mostly eating complex carbohydrates, then you really don't really need to worry about carb loading. Just make sure that, you are eating those sources and things, especially those 3 days leading up to a marathon. The day before a marathon, of course, make sure to stay hydrated. Eat a well balanced plant based meal for dinner with grains, beans, legumes, vegetables, all of that stuff. Also, tell yourself positive affirmations that you can do this. And I always put this in because many of you know me is not only a nutrition coach, but also a run coach. And I really like to focus more on that mental positivity mindset with running, because I have felt that, at least in my personal journey, that I have really worked on that. And I believe probably comes from a lot of from my running coaches. His style is very much focused on that mindset piece as well. And we're always talking about this kind of thing. And this is what I like to tell my clients as well. Because a day before, you really want to psych yourself up. And so many of us, many runners, will get anxiety. We will feel really anxious, maybe really nervous before a race. So make sure, if you can, to tell yourself positive affirmations. There's a great podcast out there. I just shared it with Joyce, actually, who is on from a Joyce, do you remember what her name is? But she's a triathlete. She's won a ton of triathlons. And she did a great podcast with somebody, an interview with him. And it was all about mindset. And it was really, Joyce and I talked about it, and we're like, wow, it really gives us, a perspective of somebody that, wins these events. That's a really good triathlete, in how she still struggles with the same things we struggle, but her mindset is so key. She just can push herself and get herself through, things that are things that feel uncomfortable and hard like we all do, but gets yourself through that to really perform well. So I had to throw that in there. And make sure you're prepared with fueling and hydration for the big day. This one is huge as well. Make sure you're prepared. It will also help you or prevent you from being as nervous and having anxiety, is making sure that you're prepared, and you have everything that you need for that day. Also, don't rely on what the race has to offer, because sometimes we don't know, and especially as plant-based, it could be hard as well. So I always recommend people to prepare, and don't rely on anything that is there. I don't know if any of you have done this, but I've made the mistakes as well, and not being prepared, and really suffered from it. Wish that I was. Day of marathon hydration. You want to drink 16 ounces of electrolytes about 3 to 4 hours before the race. That is what is ideal. Doesn't mean necessarily that might work out for you, but those are kind of things that, with my individual clients and one-on-one clients, I'm able to kind of adjust these general recommendations, and we adjust it a little bit, if we need to, for them. And also practice, it just depends on your body as well. Fueling, eat a breakfast high in carbohydrates. You do want to make sure, and I definitely put a lot of emphasis on this as well, because I know as many of us that are striving for eating more whole food, plant-based, eat a lot of complex carbs that are high in fiber, and maybe even fats like avocados, nuts, those sort of things. So before a race, it is a good idea to kind of stay away from that and go towards more of our simple carbs. But I gave some examples I'll give for you. What are things that may not exactly be simple carbs, but are easy to digest. So one thing is oats. Oatmeal is actually an exception. So oatmeal is easily digested, even though it does have fiber. So that's really great to have before in a long event. It will also fill you up. It also give you energy, at least for the first 45 minutes of your event or marathon. A bagel and peanut butter, a banana, plant-based smoothie would also work. But with your fueling before, always just make sure it's something that you've practiced in a long training run before. You figured out that timing and all of that before, and try to replicate that, whatever works for you, the day of the marathon. You never want to try anything that's new, or any new products or anything like that. It is storming here. I know Joyce is not too far from me, but I don't know, Joyce, is it raining there? But it just started downpouring, and I think I just saw a flash of lightning. So that's super crazy. Many of you know I'm in Florida, and when it storms, but it's not very often. It's usually sunny out there. So, wow, it got super dark super fast. Okay, so talk about day of. What should during the marathon fueling look like? So you should be taking your gels every 45 to 60 minutes with sips of electrolytes if possible. Some products that I personally use as well as clients is Huma and Goo, are popular. Also, there's UCAN as well. I don't know if I know anybody that uses that. I'd have to double check actually if that is plant-based or vegan. But Huma I do know is vegan. Take sips of electrolytes and water at each water stop. So make sure to be at least taking sips of electrolytes and water. That should be enough to get you through your marathon. More ultra running, you may want, most likely, taking the hydration vest and running with that, is probably a better solution. I don't think they have water stops or things like that. Most marathons do. Post marathon, my recommendation is to drink a pea protein shake if you can right after. So within 30 to 45 minutes to optimize that recovery. Eat a well-balanced meal with carbohydrates and protein within 2 hours. And then also make sure to replace your fluid. And if you want to drink a plant-based vegan beer, if you want, after your marathon, you earned it. Feel free to drink a beer if you do drink alcohol, and celebrate after your race. Let's see. I missed all these comments. Oh Joyce said she doesn't remember her name. Okay, that's okay. I don't either. I want to say Caroline. But if anyone's interested in the podcast that I'm referring to, it's a great one about mindset. If you're interested, just let me know and I will find it for you. Let's see. Nika said, absolutely, where your mind is at is the direction life goes. Even though the hiccups in life, we can overcome and thrive if we believe and speak it. Absolutely. So I think Anika's talking about in relation to Joyce's comment about mindset being so important. Absolutely. Let's see. Philadelphia gives cheesesteak. Of course they do. Joyce said her favorite pre-snack is banana and peanut butter. Joyce said it's getting windy there as well. Yeah, it's probably headed that way. Let's see. Someone said they love Yukon. Awesome. And Anika does before runs, drinks a smoothie with banana, peanut butter, and celery. Awesome. Yeah, all those work. Cool. Did I miss anything? Cool. Cool. Okay. So, in summary of everything, so we'll summarize this real quick. So, a week, at least 3 days leading up to your marathon, hydration is important. Just make sure to be adequately hydrating and also fueling. Maybe, just making sure that you're eating enough carbohydrates, which most likely you are if you're whole foods, plant-based, and then it's not a bad idea to just intake a little bit of starchy vegetables, grains, or at least don't be afraid to eat those because those are the foods that are going to give you those carbohydrates and the energy that you need. Day before, stay hydrated, eat a well-balanced plant-based meal, say those positive affirmations to yourself. I can do this. I got this. I am amazing. I am awesome, right? All those things that I know isn't easy to tell yourself. We can be really hard on ourselves, but it really does help. And make sure you're prepared with fueling and hydration for the big day. Day of marathon, hydrate, drink 16 to 20 ounces of electrolytes about 3 to 4 hours before your race. Fueling, eat a breakfast high in carbohydrates, as we said, low in fiber and fats. During the marathon, take gels every 45 to 60 minutes with sips of electrolytes if possible. And post-marathon, drink a pea protein shake if you can right after within 45 minutes. And within 2 hours, eat a well-balanced meal with carbohydrates and plant-based protein. Okay, so I know that was a lot. Does anyone have any questions? I did get some questions ahead of time, so let me make sure that I answered them. Bill asked about intake before event, and I know Bill is a triathlete, and I think you were asking about hydration. So I believe I did talk about that. So it does depend on how long your event is. For the marathon, I recommend at least 16 to 20 ounces of electrolytes. For a triathlon, it might be longer than that. So if you're running or if you're competing, it takes you more than 4 hours, I would say. You may want to drink more before than that, but that is what I recommend. And then Ava asked about hydration vests. So does anyone have any hydration vests that you really like that you could just send her your recommendations, or what are things that you like? I've heard Nathan is a very popular brand. I can tell you what brand it is actually, but I did just buy a new one. And it works pretty well. I do like a lot of the hydration vests now. You can make them tighter, so I haven't really had a problem with them. I've only had one that actually did chafe me a little bit. But mine is just the one that just has you just fill it. You do want to be careful of knowing how much it is. So I know mine's only 2 liters, and I've realized for my longer runs, I actually would like to bring more than that with me. So I do know there's one, especially for ultra marathoners. You guys might know more information about hydration vests, but I do know a lot of people will have the not just the packs that you can drink through it, the pouch, but also they have those water bottles. So I'm assuming that's because they can hold more. for you. Nika, I love your comments. Suck it up, Buttercup, for those last smile or two. LOL worked for me. Own smile for the camera. Absolutely. Ultimate Direction is great. So what is Ultimate Direction? Is that an electrolyte, hydration vest? Let us know what that is. Anika says she used Nathan with the bladder and could refuel. Check with the race in advance how many in distance between stations too as well. Yes, that's a good tip as well. Thank you, Nika. Great. And Joyce said her vest is Miracle. Yeah, and they have them pretty affordable on Amazon. That's where I've gotten mine. It's just one on Amazon on there. But yeah, cool. So if anyone has any other recommendations for hydration vests, but definitely if you're training, I would say for any, Amy's on. Hydration vest. Okay, so Ultimate Direction is a hydration vest. Thank you for that. And Amy is an ultra runner, so she's a good person to ask as well about ultra running. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Any other questions that I can answer for you guys about hydration and fueling for your next marathon? Is anyone running a marathon soon, or is it just me? I know there's some fall marathons coming up. I know quite a few people that have reached out to me are running a fall marathon, so that's really exciting. October, November, getting ready for those. I know Joyce is in November. Oh yes, thank you, Nika. Today's the last Prime Day. Check apps like Mara, Cara, and Poshmark too for a used vest. Awesome. Great tips. Awesome. Cool. Okay. So if there's no questions before I go, I just have some announcements that I also wanted to tell you guys about. So there will be some changes in this group, but I hope they are good changes. They are going to be good changes. So hopefully you think that they are, and hope that you will like these changes as well. But I'm adding some new moderators. So for the group, since it has grown, we have hit 1.1K. So it's growing every week, every day. We've been adding new members, which is absolutely amazing. But for one person, myself, has been mostly running this group. It does get challenging. As many of you know too, I have some new positions on my plate and new things like that, job duties and tasks to do. So I decided that I would love to bring some of you that have been in this group for a long time. You know me really well. You know about plant-based nutrition and running really well as well. I wanted to bring those people on and have them really take over this group and really start to really help me to run this group. So those people that are going to be moderators that you will see, that you already see in this group, but you may see now Facebook groups. I believe this is a new addition to Facebook groups, but now you will see who that person is in the group. So it'll say admin, moderator. You can also add experts, which is really great. So I would love to also add more people as well that are experts, and then I know, maybe a physical therapist that, I'm not a physical therapist. I'm a dietitian, a run coach, but not a physical therapist. So it'd be great to pin one person, as an expert. If somebody has questions, we can tag that person and be like, okay, go to this person, or this person can help answer that question, kind of thing. So that's pretty cool. So anyways, I have, as our new moderators, Anika. Anika's on. So welcome, Anika. Give a round of applause to Anika. She is going to be one of our new moderators. Wendy Bates Anderson is also going to be one of our moderators, as well as Amy Lewing as well. And Bethany, trying to get all your names right. Bethany Wood. I think that's her name. Hopefully I said that right. She's also going to be a moderator as well. So congratulations to all of you and welcome. Thank you so much as well for helping me out with this group. I'm so excited and really glad to have help. I think this group is a really great group, and we've grown it, and I wanted this to keep growing. And I don't want that growth to slow down because I can't keep up with it. So I want to keep bringing the value, keep growing this group. So I'm so glad to have help doing that. I'm so thankful for those of you that have volunteered to help me also with this group. So hopefully with that change, we'll be able to do more because we have more people helping, which is so cool. And I just love having people help me and have the same mission that I do, which is so, so cool. You're awesome, awesome, awesome. And Anika said she doesn't have anything planned, just the mountain goat. I've heard that is a very tough race. I don't know if anybody else is from the Syracuse, upstate New York area, but I've heard mountain goat is very hard. Yes, and I love that, Nika. We are giving info, learning from the members as well as we all grow together. Absolutely. And that's what this group is about. And that I love so much about this group is we have just continued to not just grow, but grow together and really just help each other, which is just amazing. So thank you guys so much. Other than that, I don't think I have any other updates, I believe, for this week. I will be out of town the rest of this week, but I will be back next Tuesday for our live. So stay tuned for our next topic for next Tuesday. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. If you're running a race this weekend, good luck. You're going to do amazing. As I said, just use these tips and just make sure you're prepared and hype yourself up. Just tell yourself those positive affirmations, record it if you have to, listen to it, and just know that you have it. You can do this, and we're all here cheering you on as well, even if it's just virtually in the background. So other than that, I'll let you guys go today. Thank you so much for joining, and we will talk next time.